Meet the Oscar Madison of the dog world. The pet department is coming up next. Here, let me wipe that for you. Hi everybody, welcome to the Pet Department. A lot of you viewers out there might not know what I was talking about. Oscar Madison, it was his television show called The Odd Couple, and one was a big slob and one was a neat freak. Well, the big slob was Oscar Madison, and take a look at our dogs today, because our road test guest is the same. It's a great big slob. In fact, go ahead and zoom out, Mr. Cameraman, in there, and show the t-shirt, the sweatshirt that our road test guest is wearing. Can you read that? Read it for us, Lynn.
You haven't lived till you've lived with slobber.
And yeah, that's true. These dogs slobber everywhere. That's just one thing you need to know if you're considering having the big, lovable Newfoundland in your home. So that's our road test today. And I have, look, I'm all ready. I have my slobber rag already. And you know what? I really need one of these for our cameraman. It really helps. There you go. All right. Also, and so I'm gonna break format. Someone, can you come with me? And come with me, because you know what? Shh. Wake up, Dan! Wake up!
Oh, God.
She was sleeping in here. Can you imagine?
Oh, sorry.
We have to do a show. Wake up!
I'm sorry. It's just, it was so comfortable and cozy in here.
What are you
that
doing in bed?
Well, I was doing a segment about pet beds, and I just decided to take a little nap.
You're such a good actress. Way to go.
Yeah. Ooh, could you give me a cup of coffee, Steve?
Yeah.
I promise I'll be fully awake later when we come back.
So what kind of beds are we going to see?
Really cute, comfy beds, and I'm just going to get myself a cup of coffee, wake up here, and then I'll gather them all around and show you later.
Okay, beds for cats and dogs?
Cats and dogs, for your pets.
Tell ya, some people have all the luck. She gets to wear pajamas today. Hey, look at this. It's one of those old-time banks. And you put the little thing in here, and that dog's a Newfoundland. The dog we're going to have on. And then you know what happens, ready? Woo! Puts it right in the barrel. Pretty cool, huh? All right, I just thought that was cool. Also on today's program, standing by outside in Madison Square Park, is Pet Department Trainer Andrea Arden. And they told me that you were going to be trashy today? Is that what I have in my notes?
I don't think so, Steve.
Oh, you're going to show us how to keep animals out of the trash.
That's right. You know, when you said Oscar before, I thought you meant Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street. Remember he lived in a garbage can? That's right. Today I'm going to show you how to train your dog to stay out of the garbage whether you're home or not.
That was good. Who wrote that for you?
The camera guy.
Yeah, really?
They're great. These guys should be doing everything around here.
That was very good. All right. Before we get started today, once in a while we road test fish. Hey, Jack. How you doing? You want to come over here? Every once in a while we road test fish, and one of the big problems with fish is a disease called ick. Ick is actually an external parasite that lives in the water, and I would say that most of the time when you buy a fish at the fish store and you put it in your tank and it croaks, 99% of the time it's because it gets this thing called ick. Ick is short for ichthyophthirius. Can everyone say that with me? Ichthyophthirius. In fact, can we have a little music for a greeter today? Ichthyophthirius. 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 But you can just say ick. I just like that. Say it, Jay. Ichthyophthirius. Ichthyophthirius. Now, we shouldn't make light of it because it's really a deadly little parasite. But let me show you what you can do. Let me show you the symptoms, and then if you get it, what you can do real quickly. It's kind of hard to show. We actually have a sick fish here, John. I think the best way might just to be shoot straight down if you can. You might see some white spots on it. Very difficult to see. You want me to hold it up for you? Okay, you can see white on his back. Those are actually the egg cases that they lay underneath the fish's scales. And then the ick parasite hatches and then infects other fish. So symptoms are rubbing, symptoms are these white spots. And if you think you have ick, it's probably because the water got too cold or the fish got stressed. Keep your water temperature up, and you can buy this Super Ick Cure. And there's different kinds, and you should check with your pet store because some kinds are okay for some kinds of fish, and some kinds are not okay for some kinds of fish. But then you take your little ick pill. Dave, is Dave around? Can I do it right in this tank here? Okay, I'm going to break it open. Ready? Oh. Oh. Just don't give me a phone book to break open. I can't get it. maybe you have to cut it. Oh, I see. There we go. Okay, ready? And then it goes in, just like that. And that is going to help treat the ick. You can also get something called stress coat to prevent the ick. Ready? Ichthyophythyria. Ichthyophythyria. Now let's do Pet Dept road test. Our road test guest today is a dog called a Newfoundland. Can you guess where they might come from? That's right, Newfoundland. And back in the old days, these guys were stationed aboard ships. Why? Because they could bark when they saw an iceberg, or if a sailor goes overboard, they're very good swimmers, and they would actually rescue the sailors. They brought them to England, a lot of breeding went on, and now they've become a very popular companion animal, and they really are a gentle giant. Lynn Ruttenberg is here to tell us about the Newfoundland. Lynn, why do you have these dogs? They slobber all over the place.
They're the sweetest things going.
Aren't they?
Oh, Gussie, come.
Our cameraman earlier was laying down and playing with these dogs. They are just like big, lovable little puppies, aren't they? And do they maintain that temperament throughout their life?
Well, these are senior citizens.
So definitely. Let's talk about size, because that's obviously one serious consideration if you have one of these guys. How old and how big are these guys?
Well, these two, Gussie is 8 years old, Harvey is 7.
Yeah.
He's about 125 pounds,
Wow.
He's 145.
So obviously if they're obedience trained, that's going to help your life out a lot.
Oh, it's essential.
Yeah.
It's essential, because otherwise they'll take over the house.
How are they with kids?
They adore them.
Yeah?
They're addicted to children. I've seen that in puppies as young as 4 and 5 weeks.
And they kind of become like a nanny to the kids in some cases, right?
As long as the owner has done their homework.
Right.
And trained their children too.
Right, and train the dog, and train them both to be around each other.
You don't ever leave dogs, little
That's
children
right.
and dogs unsupervised.
That's absolutely right. They have a very thick coat, which probably keeps them warm when they were in Newfoundland and in the water rescuing sailors. But because of that coat, it does take a certain amount of grooming. What all do we have to do to them?
A lot.
Yeah.
You've got to figure on a thorough once-a-week grooming.
And show us, because you can't just brush them like you would think
no.
you might do one dog.
With any long coat, like this does nothing.
Right.
You sort of have to pull up and go
And you're
in.
getting at that second coat, which is down underneath the guard hairs,
you can
right?
see, you've got to be able to get through and see the skin.
And these dogs were
Watch.
just groomed, just bathed, and then you take this brush, right, and watch what happens when she runs this through their coat.
This is an absolute essential.
See how, can you see, wait, hold it up still. You see how much comes out? And this is after they've already just been groomed. So you can imagine that a lot of this hair comes out a lot of the time. Okay, amazingly, you say that you can have these big dogs, 125 pounds, in an apartment.
Oh, yeah.
Is that all right?
They are a very low activity level dog. What Newfies do best is hold down the floor.
Yeah.
But you have to commit to giving them a certain amount of exercise.
Like 3 good
walking.
walks a day
Right.
for an apartment dog
Right,
like that?
right.
Are they have some medical problems, I would imagine, since they're a big dog, some hip dysplasia has shown
yes.
up. But also, they have some flea allergies?
Some Newfies are highly allergic to fleas.
Okay.
They can cause one flea that you don't see signs of will cause them to chew themselves raw.
Wow.
So a good flea control regime is
Okay.
essential.
Do you have these guys on program or any of those oral flea
No, I
preventatives?
prefer
Just
spraying
treating
once
it
a
once
week.
you get it?
Spraying,
Okay.
no, spraying once a week is
Oh,
a
really?
preventative.
Okay. They are protective, but they're protective in sort of a laid-back way, right? They're not going to
yeah.
chase the mailman off or
They
anything
will,
like that.
for the most, well, they're going to bark.
Yeah?
Some of them more so than others, but they tend to stay between the owner and a stranger,
Yeah.
and they don't overreact. They seem to be quite intuitive as to when
They're
there's
so
a real
sweet.
danger.
We had one of our cameramen, Mike English, was down, like I said, on the floor, and he's about 9 feet tall, and he's just the perfect size for these dogs.
Oh, yeah.
They're just big clowns, aren't they?
They were just scooting around having a blast.
They really were. All right, let me summarize the Pet Dept road test for you today. Take a look. These dogs can be had in an apartment if you give them lots and lots of exercise, and of course attention is always important. A farm, I mean, they're great farm dogs, I would imagine. Loyal, sweet, intelligent, all of those things. Really a fantastic temperament on a big dog. Remember that when you're looking for a big dog. Some problems, again, we always recommend going to a breeder, probably not a pet store, but a breeder, so you can see the stock, you can see the parents, you can make sure that your animal is healthy. And a lot of times they'll give you a health certificate for lots of things, like the hips and the eyes and those kinds of things. And just make sure you read up on them and be prepared to groom them
Oh, yeah.
a lot. What's your favorite thing about the Newfoundland, would you say, Lynn?
the temperament, the
Yeah.
cuddliness. Give me a kiss.
Oh, now I'm going to have to wipe your mouth, Lynn. Thanks for bringing the Newfoundlands in today. It was really good to see you again.
Thanks for having
and a
me.
pleasure always having your dogs here. Later on the program, is your pet sleeping in style? Well, if it's not, we got some beds you have to check out. But coming up next, Pet Department trainer Andrea Arden will show us how to keep your dog out of the trash. The Pet Department returns right after this. Mom, I can't talk right now. Okay, bye. Wasn't really my mom. I was trying to call the woman who gave us this picture of the day, photo du jour, because she works here. And it's such a great story. I said, Dana, give me that picture because I want to show it on TV. So she did. This is Cassidy, a 1-year-old mutt. And Dana Lieberman, who works here on the Pet Department and many other shows in this facility, and Trace Feinstein of Massapequa, Long Island. Apparently, Trace found the dog in the Bronx, brought it home. The dog loved Trace, wasn't so crazy about Dana, bit Dana a couple of times. I've seen a lot of people bite Dana a couple of times. She kept the dog anyway, which is a real credit to Dana, and I congratulate both of them because instead of, taking it to a shelter, they decided to keep the dog. So, well done, Dana and Trace. If you'd like to send us a picture of your pet, send it to the Pet Department, P.O. Box 825, Madison Square Station, New York, 10159-0825. Around here we don't have a real big problem with animals getting in the garbage because our garbage is one of those industrial things, and it's very difficult for Jack to get in here. But it's a very common problem, and it can be a real serious problem because there's some deadly things potentially in your garbage. I've asked Pet Department trainer Andrea Arden to brave the cold and stand outside in Madison Square Park and tell us how to keep our dogs out of the garbage. How you holding up out there?
I'm okay.
All right, well, it's going to be over in 3 minutes, and then you get to come inside. Dogs dig in the garbage, I would imagine, because it smells so darn good in there, right?
It's tempting, that's right. And they have the opportunity. And that's what dogs do. They use their nose to sniff out things that are tasty.
And they don't know. I mean, it's fair game as far as they're concerned, right?
Exactly. It's very natural. And also because the dog builds a habit of doing it. After doing it, let's say 3 or 4 times and getting a treasure hunt in the garbage, they're going to keep doing it.
Okay, so how do we start to prevent our dog from going in the garbage?
Okay, well, the first thing is most people have garbage cans kind of like the silver one.
Right.
It's the old-fashioned kind, the lid goes right on. Well, this is really easy for a dog to tip over, or a raccoon for that matter, outside and just lift the lid right off. So what you probably want to do is invest in getting yourself a garbage can that locks, just like this one.
That rocks?
That locks.
Oh, that locks.
I'm cold. My mouth is like, it's hard to form the words.
That garbage can rocks!
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, that way if the dog, even if he starts to tip it over, he can't get into it and get anything
That's a really
out of
good
that
idea.
compartment.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, but inside, sometimes people say to me, oh yeah, that's great, I can buy a lock and garbage can outside, but I like to have these little cans like in my bathroom or in my bedroom.
That's what I was just going to say to you.
Yep. Okay, so what you want to do if you have these little cans is, if you catch your dog in the act of sniffing in the garbage, you do not want to yell at your dog, and I want to explain why. If you yell at your dog when the dog's nose is in the garbage, all the dog is going to learn is, I better not put my nose in the garbage when I see mom around or dad around because they don't like it and they yell at me.
Right.
But when you're not around, they're going to put their nose in the garbage.
Right.
So what you can do if you catch them is, we've talked about this before, this is a throw can, it's a soda can, you put some pennies or some paper clips in it and you cover it with tape, and when the dog's nose is in the garbage, you can toss the can at the dog's rear end.
And, and that tells the dog you're doing something wrong, but he won't attach it to you, right?
Exactly. It's like the dog's nose is in there, they feel something on their rear end, and they say, I don't really like putting my nose in the garbage because it doesn't feel so great when I do it.
Right.
Okay. What you can also do is you can set up a booby trap. And
the setup, we call it.
That's right. And Lucy, our producer, did a great job on this one. I have to give her a little applause because we had to figure out how to do it outside.
Yeah.
If, let's say, you have a garbage can in your bathroom, you can put some soda cans on the sink that, again, are filled with pennies, so they'll make noise when they fall, and tape them to the can. So when the dog puts their nose in here and, let's say, paws it and knocks it over, let me move, Chelsea, like this, okay, the cans are going to fall, and they're going to make a noise. They may even hit the dog in the top of the head.
Right.
Now, I want to make it very clear, these are not going to hurt the dog. They're very, very light.
Yes.
Okay, it's just going to startle the dog.
And obviously that works if you're not at home, but
Exactly, yep.
you have to maybe have gotten to them prior to that as well and started
I would
this
say
process.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a dog who you say, you know, every day I come home and he's in the garbage can, don't start with that. Start by setting it up when you're home and you can make the correction.
Right. And hopefully, how many times will this take before they seem to learn, do you think?
It usually takes about 3 to 4 times, but if the habit's been going on for, let's say, a year, it's going to take more than that. Because
And I
you're
also
working
would
against
recommend,
it.
as I'm sure you would, that if you're at home and you see your dog just edging toward the garbage can and kind of looking at it, just say no right then and there, maybe, or you have the throw can or
Well, I
whatever.
wouldn't necessarily say no. I'd maybe distract the dog and have them do something
Yeah.
else. Put them on a down or something.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but my dog seems to, like, you know, when you're not looking, he moves
he's
3
pretty good.
No, he does. He tries to get into it. All right, thank you very much, Pet Dept
Thank
Trainer
you,
Andy.
Steve.
Y'all come inside now.
Thank you
Bring
very
that
much.
Lucy girl in, and everybody stay warm. Okay, and bring some throw cans in too. I'm having problems with the cameraman today. We're doing a little segment today about beds, and it got me to thinking, and you probably thought too. You ever wonder what your dog dreams about? He left me. He doesn't want me around. That was the wackiest bit we've ever had, I think. Were any drugs involved in the dreaming up of that bit? I hope not. Ruth Golden, who wanted to do that bit, she said it was the finest piece of television she'd ever done. I think because I was the butt, right? Because I was the butt of the joke. And she's wearing her pajama top today, which is very apropos, because when we come back, we're going to check out some cozy sleeping quarters for your pet. The Pet Department returns in just a blink of the eye. Here's a fun cat fact I bet you didn't know. Cats sleep on an average of 16 hours a day. So they need a nice bed. And dogs sleep too. I mean, we all need our sleep. So it would be nice to have a nice bed. And Jane Fergus has been shopping a little bit. I sent her out, and you've come back with some very interesting ones I actually haven't seen before.
Yeah, some of them fancy, some of them not so fancy.
Yeah, like a burlap bag stuffed with straw.
You're thinking, God, if you want to be mean to your
I
pet.
know, why not just sleep right on the cement?
No, it's
No.
an original cedar bed, and this actually is pretty comfortable for your dog, and
Yeah.
it's durable, and
Yeah.
it smells good because it's filled with cedar chips and shavings.
And if I'm not mistaken, cedar does repel fleas.
It's a natural flea repellent, that's right, and this will only cost you between $18 and $30, and it's very durable.
Okay.
All right.
What else? Look at her slippers. Ruff, 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 ruff. Get him. Okay.
The next one we have here is kind of a futon look.
Uh-huh.
It's a little couch for your cat or dog. A small dog would fit on this.
Right.
And it comes apart. It has little Velcro things over here, Velcro straps.
And then what?
And you can clean it. You see
Oh, I
how it
see.
unzips? You can clean it, and you can lay it out so you
see.
have a bunch of cushions.
And that's a small dog or a big cat.
Yeah, and this will cost you $50, so it's a little pricier, but you can
More of a
choose the
design
pattern, and you can make it match your decor.
It's not as expensive as some beds that I've seen, frankly.
No,
Right.
it's not.
Yeah.
But I think this third one is the best buy.
Yeah.
This is called the Paw Print Cat Cup. Look how cozy that is.
I know, and I lost the cat I was going to put in it. Cats here.
here,
you
look.
go. Cats do really enjoy it. We'll see. This one will go running for its
Yeah.
life.
Oh, yeah.
But I think they like it because they can feel secure, you know. They're
That's
sort of
right.
surrounded like that.
Nice and cozy, and it has this kind of like a faux wool here.
And then it also comes off this thing,
That's right. You can take this off, and you can drop that in the washing
Which
machine.
is also very important.
And this only costs you $17.
Oh, that's a good buy.
Yeah.
We like good value.
That's our best bet here.
Okay.
All right. We have a
And
companion
you know what
piece
else?
over here.
If you really want to, you can wear it on your hat like a head. I mean, wear it on your hat like a head. I don't know what's wrong with me today. It was the ichthyophatherius.
Theory. All right, this is
Continuing
a
with the cat beds.
This is like bunk beds for your cat. This is called the Cat Napper Double Hammock, and it's nice and sturdy, made of vinyl, so it's nice and washable.
Yeah.
And this also, I won't take this off now, but it's also Velcro, so you can clean this. And I thought this wasn't going to be really safe, but I've seen the cat on this for the last half hour, and they don't fall off.
No.
It's low enough to the ground so he can actually.
And
jump
it's good
off.
if you have more than one cat, then you can put them all together like that.
That's right.
That's good.
This is $70.
Oh, a little more.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then, you want even more? We
I
have
do.
very fancy.
Ah!
Those are all from the Doctors Foster and Smith catalog. This is
This
So
is our
good with
rendition of
animals,
Jack.
I am.
Yes, yes, I'm sleepy.
This is from Karen's for People and Pets here in New York City, and this is the Iron Look Daybed. It's not real iron, but it looks like iron, and I think it's pretty fancy.
And this is for cats as well,
This
or
is for
a
a small
dog?
dog or cats.
What's
And
in there?
This is
Ooh,
just
my goodness.
Yeah, this is nice and fluffy. It's filled with
Is
feathers.
that washable?
This is washable because you can take this off, and this
But it
costs you
feels-
$125.
Okay.
I know it's a
All
little
right.
expensive,
All right.
but it's worth it if you really want to treat your pet
it's
right.
very nice. Feels very soft, and I'm sure an older pet would probably enjoy that a lot.
We have
Okay.
one more. This is something that you can attach to your
This
windows.
doesn't look like a bed.
Well, it's for a very small bird. You see they perch on there. No, it's for a cat, and he can kind of hang out and lay in the sun and look out the window.
Yeah, which is very nice because cats love to hang out by the windows anyway.
And this
how
will
much does
hold
that
up to
cost?
35 pounds, and it costs
How does
$30.
that attach- Oh, I see. It just
yeah, you
kind
can
of sits on the window.
Right, just sits there suction wise.
Very nice. And then, of course, we have Jack is over here on his bed. And that's just your regular old little square dog bed.
Right.
Also has a zippable thing that comes off and washes.
And he finds that pretty comfortable?
He likes, yeah, he likes them. And they make, you know, for dogs that are older or have hip injuries or problems like arthritis, they make special beds that are a little more firm. And I've heard that they also make some. His is actually a little smaller and in green.
Uh-huh. He seemed to like this bed, actually, to tell you the truth.
This bed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what I liked.
Believe me, he always likes the bed. I like these slippers. Are these your very own, or did Sue Abel get those from
No, they're not.
wardrobe?
Nicole is one of the producers here, and she lent them to me.
Well,
but
I
she's
would-
not getting them back.
I would buy them if I saw them in the store. You know, we took our cameras out, coincidentally, on the street recently, and we asked people, hey, what would you buy for your pet?
I always treat my dogs just like children. I buy them presents, I give them treats.
The hairball removers and his comb and his shampoo and everything, his perfumes.
The things I buy for my bird are like mirrors to keep him busy, wooden toys for him to chew on so he doesn't pluck, and things with food in it, treats, things like that.
A fire plug, a squeaky fire plug. That any other toy he chews up, but that one he never has chewed up. He's had it for years.
Come on, squeeze in.
I think he likes it.
I think he likes any attention he gets. And I hope the cat's not in there still.
No, of course,
All
the
right.
cat is hiding under the bed.
Time for our question of the day. It has to do with the term called withers. What are they? We'll show you in just a minute. Focus! I couldn't resist. I'm Steve Walker. Welcome back to the Pet Department. That's Pet Department Trainer Andrew Art, and she uses a throw can for everything. No, we don't. We're just giving you a hard time. Jane Fergus is going to show us where the withers are on a dog.
Yeah, right here. Back here. Can we get a close-up of
It's
this?
the top of the spine
Top
and the
of
bottom of the neck,
spine.
much like on a horse.
Yeah,
at
the
the
bottom
like
of
at the
the
bottom of the
mane
mane.
on a
So
horse.
I had, yeah.
Go ahead, Steve.
I asked her to show, and she looked all over Jack, like thinking, "Where are the withers? Where are the withers?" But now you know, and you do too. See you later.